Welcome back. WeArEuS, and this is the game that makes you more Polish day by day. This is the Thaumaturge. And Mordechai has some explaining to do.
Mr. Shulsky again. Have a new theory?
No end to them, really.
I know about the pharmacist.
Beg your pardon?
All this is because Abraham Horowitz, isn't it? He lost his life, and the whole community felt it. Seems like you did most of all. I just don't get why Horowitz was so important to you.
They were butt buddies.
Community. Something you Shulskis don't know a thing about. Here, we take care of everyone equally. No one is more or less important than anyone else. Your father's punishment was fitting for his actions and his background. The wrath of the Jewish people. A death for a death.
Was it worth it? A golem is a blunt instrument that kills and harms everyone in reach.
What are you talking about?
Why would I leave him in uncertainty? I don't see how that makes any difference.
My father and Sofer knew one another for years. Father knew the rabbi could be forced to create a golem if Horowitz was killed. They both took that risk. Sofer couldn't reveal that he knew Stanisław. He also knew that Horowitz had to disappear because he was a threat to too many people.
To whom?
That doesn't matter. You don't have anything to do with this, Mordechai. Just like I have nothing to do with my father's actions. I am connected to them only by my blood.
What do you want?
To get rid of the golem. Tell me something, anything, that will get me closer to a solution.
Instead of telling you, I'll show you.
Where? Into an alley, where some friend of yours will smack me around?
Well,
To
they may
the
certainly
synagogue.
try.
Are you coming?
Yes, let's go.
We'll stop to get Feldman. He should see this too.
How did you know about this passage? Like, the thing is behind a locked gate. I don't see how no one knew about it. Sneaky, sneaky.
So,
no wonder the roof is leaking if the foundation is crumbling. A lovely metaphor, Hashem. But what happened here had nothing to do with Hashem. Did it?
Mr. Shulsky wished to know the origin of his curse. This is where it took its shape. If I'd... Now I see it differently, but back then, when I was talking to Sofer, revenge and justice seemed one and the same.
Revenge is no justice. It is always dictated by anger, and in anger, erring comes easily. But Sofer agreed to it.
He summoned the golem. What else do you want to know?
there are a few things here I have to investigate.
We'll wait.
It's not like either of you have anywhere else to be. Inscribed material. Material with a painstakingly inscribed Hebrew incantation. Words of deep concentration hovered over the material. Any mistake, even the smallest slip in the placed incantation, may spell failure or the death of the Kabbalist. Therefore, keep calm and proceed slowly with precision. The stakes are high. I couldn't remember that phrase from... what was the name of it? I don't even remember the name of the movie now. I think it was Keep Calm and Bring a Towel or something like that. I'm so sad I don't remember anything about that movie now. Buckets of clay. The clay was probably used to create the golem. Pieces of a dilemma attached themselves to the then wet clay. On the one hand, animating a golem is an extreme measure, reckless even. On the other, that louse Shulsky had it coming. Given his crimes, no punishment is too great or severe. Said the now murderer, Mordechai Hayat. Destroyed wall. So this is how the golem got out. This whole explains Feldman's problems with the roof. Stones crack, crumble, and fall. The wall crumbles into dust, faced with a brutal, inhuman strength fueled only by hatred, emptiness, and destruction. Column. Let's be honest. It keeps the ceiling from collapsing, but it looks ready to collapse itself. Hardly encouraging. The column trembles with the fear of the man who was watching the summoning ritual. Golem. The embodiment of a salutor was being born in an incredible yet terrifying spectacle that was more like a nightmare than a beautiful dream. We arrive at the conclusion regarding the synagogue basement. This is where the golem that chased down and killed Father was summoned. Now it's after me. I thought salutors couldn't take on a physical form, but I was wrong. The Kabbalah and hatred are capable of bending even the fundamental laws of thaumaturge. I can't undo this on my own. I need an ally.
Will this take much longer?
I ought to slap you.
This place won't tell me anymore.
And what have you learned?
Let's start with something that isn't obvious.
The clay formed a shell that Sofer infused with the salutor.
He lied.
Sofer told me to bring clay. Sticky and cold. I can't say how many of those buckets there were. Hours sculpting the Colossus until my hands went numb. I could feel the clay absorbing my anger, as if my rage was making it take shape on its own.
Hours? That must have been horribly exhausting.
What's a few hours in exchange for a curse that lasts generations?
Don't say that like you saw a sandwich you like.
The hole you can't miss over there is the new door the golem smashed when it was summoned to life.
And no one saw anything. How is that possible?
Is that your worry, Rabbi?
It is a very good concern. A very good question. And concern. Like, the thing busted out from underground. How did it get to the surface unseen?
These are the remains of some fabric that Sofer wrote something on, in Hebrew, I think. This might be some prayer, incantation, even a spell. There's not enough left to read anything. That's all, but I'm not any closer to a solution. I need someone like Sofer.
A thaumaturge and a Kabbalist?
Do you know one, Rabbi?
There's only one name that comes to mind, but...
Ariel Roffe. A good-for-nothing, vengeful, godless scoundrel.
Strong words from your lips.
Of course.
Do you know one another?
Well, I know him well enough to suspect that he might not want to help me, but I'll look for him.
Clearly, the Shulsky family has an easy time getting into conflict with Jews.
Come now, don't be silly.
There is just one
You
thing
realize
I'd really like to
his
know,
problem
Mr.
with me was
Shulsky.
caused by you, right?
Standing where you are now, what do you think about your father's responsibility in all this?
His responsibility in all of this was minimal. He killed a guy to save other guys, or to protect other guys. You killed him because you were a baby. Yeah, for this particular thing, he didn't deserve this curse. He might have deserved it in general, but for this, for the reason you set it on him, he did not deserve it.
As I see it, the punishment you inflicted on my father is out of proportion to his guilt.
Meaning?
My father chose what he thought was right, a necessary evil. He wanted to save his life, his family, and maybe he believed those of many other beings as well. I'm sure I'd have done that too.
Shouldn't have asked.
All right, I think it's time for us to go. This place just makes the blood boil. Let's get Mr. Shulsky away from here. And stop by tomorrow. We'll have some tea and work through a few questions.
Mr. Shulsky, I would like this to be our farewell. I tell you from my heart, anger and pride are poor advisors. I know that firsthand, but it's too late for me. You can still save yourself. I'll be thinking of you.
Please don't.
Shall we?
Let's get out of here.
I don't know why he had to eye the wall like that. It didn't do anything. To the rescue, the Kabbalist. I will need the help of a Kabbalist to tame or get rid of Golem. I don't know why they didn't add the, but here we are. Rabbi Feldman confirmed my fears. The only Kabbalistic thaumaturge he knows is WeArEuS. I went back inside. No! What? I can't imagine it being... Maybe it isn't Pavishla. Is that what we were attacked before? No, not. No, I think it was. Wait. Piece of paper on a tree. New time of the AES meeting at 5 at the crossing of streets Bednarska and Ziemna. Great. Now there's more stuff in this place I have to sniff out. Wait. I don't know what this is. The madame looked at the cards and her eyes widened in astonishment. Your fate is still uncertain. It's ruled by forces that are beyond our ken. The ending to this story has not yet been decided. She whispered, trembling. Nothing new there. Nice. It is daytime! Ooh, sniff sniff. Complaint. can no longer stand what is going on almost every afternoon under the windows of our 5A Brawarna Street, where it used to be so quiet, clattering, screaming, and banging on metal. Can't you hear it? Please do something about it as soon as possible. This is the second guy who called me a librarian. It's the second guy who's come very close to catching a knife from a salutor.
Quiet this time.
Lost bet. Someone lost a soup. Nice.
Bored? Then go ask that uniform what he's doing here. Or tell him to skidoo.
Hey, fancy pants. Fuck off.
What?
Hang on. You lost, officer?
What?
Hang on. That's the mama's boy of Śródmieście.
I'm looking for Ariel Ruffer.
Maybe he had a reason to make it so hard.
Mr. Roffe didn't mention nobody was gonna be looking for him. How about first your proof you're the son of Śródmieście? You wanna try your luck, sonny?
Sure, why not?
Maybe just a friendly one to get the blood pumping. We're in the dungeon after all, aren't we? But under one condition. If I win, you tell me where I can find Ariel.
If I win, I'll be happy enough.
But you won't. See, I'm a god that possesses the power called save and load. You are but mere mortals. So we have two that minimize impact on their focus. That's what it's called. And the big guy heals. I don't care about him at all. Ooh, they have some heavy damage coming for me. So, first things first. This guy's turn takes the longest. Big guy's is first. What's he going to do? Punch me. I should have guessed. What are you going to do? Hold on. Velez. I need to get rid of that risk. And he's the one vulnerable to the Lilac. If we can mind break this guy, we can set the other two back using Marana. Yeah. Big guy's turn activates first. We'll go ahead and scar him for now. Set him up to take some big damage next time. See, what worries me is that this risk is carrying slow. If it's carrying slow, I might lose. Wait, don't we have... That comes with a slow, but it's dangerous. Oh, we can also take the hit to our focus as well. We'll have that back next turn. I can actually cast this on him, and I hope it spreads to this guy. Though it doesn't have to. It's bleed. Probably the least awful thing it could be. Okay. So, let's see. Also, I don't understand how the guy took... So suffering's damage is considered a direct attack? That's interesting. Okay, we'll have Marana fry this guy up real nice. She can go... Nope, I guess that was mine. Yeah. Okay, we'll do it this way. I want this guy gone. And this makes it so. Okay, so... Buddy in the... Oh, no, that's... Okay, that's my mistake. Technically not my mistake. It started me on this. Gave me the wrong impression. I thought he was just going to die from suffering this turn. So, we need the Velez. Oh, he's in suffering, so we actually get the effect off. So we can break this guy this turn. First... No, really? I could have sworn Deceptive Song applies or reduced focus before. I could have sworn it did. And these other two reduced too. I don't understand what the problem here is. I could have sworn. Fine. And for this guy, a punch to the gut. Couldn't have happened to nicer guys. Hey, guess what? Paunch. So we're going to swap to Marana. Yeah, you're not getting that fortitude, bud. He's got 4 health. I'm pretty sure he dies this turn. Like, he just dies. Yeah, see, this skill does no damage. He dies from the suffering. Well, I say die, but no one here dies. And again, doesn't he get his turn first? No, we can't have that. I'm pretty sure the way suffering works is that they get their turn first, then they suffer. I think I want to slow the other guy first. And then we'll swap to the Bukovac because it's lunchtime. Back to the end, buddy. Alright, his suffering is gone, but that's fine because it's only going to get worse. You get no turn. Okay, so the trick here, use him first, then her, right? If she goes first, she restores all of it. Yeah, so he has to go first. That's fine. No, her. And then she does this. Oh, he just dies. So, whatever. Keep enemies from launching an attack during a fight.
Hang on, hang on.
The achievement is
That's
named
enough.
Hands Off.
You're the son of a beach of Śródmieście.
Thank you. Now, would anyone be so kind as to point me in the direction of Mr. WeArEuS?
Take a look at Różycki Bazaar. He has got this sort of Geschäft there.
Thanks. They're right to call this place the dungeon.
Too bad there are no dragons. It'd be nice if I had a salutor that, you know, sort of resembled one. I mean, the Bukovac is pretty close, but too many arms, you know? Writing on the wall. Gang, Wednesday at 5. Okay. So, where... Sparklies. Not here, but over here. Patriotic brochure. Scent. Rare Book Lovers Club. I thought it said book covers. Held by A. Baluki, my mistake. Invites everyone to meetings at 39 Targova Street. Every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Go ahead and slurp that up. XP is yummy. No, it's supposed to be nummy for my tummy, but I ruined it. Ragdoll, made from sturdy cloth, sewn neatly enough to make it look lively and sleek. The needle pierced the thick fabric with resolve and precision. The little seamstress stopped crying. She might not be able to afford a doll, but she would prove she could make something out of cheap cloth that everyone would envy her for. Billfolds, meticulously emptied of money, business cards, and photographs are all that. Meticulously emptied of money, business cards, and that's what threw me off. Well, technically not, but it is done incorrectly. It's supposed to be business cards without the comma. Otherwise, whatever. Business cards and photographs are all that remain. The theft was quick and discreet. It had to be discreet, and not for the sake of professionalism, but out of fear of the magician. If he catches someone stealing on his turf, he won't let it go. Quickly and discreetly, then. Very discreetly. Fresh and delicious, huh? You know, I somehow doubt that. Book at a stall and another book at a stall. Our times spur creativity. Never before have poets constructed such intricate metaphors to outwit censors, making them feel like they are moving in a thick fog. Nice. Milk chocolate bar, sweet and perfect for any occasion, from a wedding to a funeral. A refreshing scent of excitement cuts through the aroma of chocolate. Milk chocolate, dark chocolate, chocolate with nuts. All in beautiful shades of brown and beige, complete with subtle carmines of raisins and raspberries. The colors might be associated with the earth, but they definitely taste of luxury. Crate of vodka bottles. The bottles are covered with dust. None are missing. The bottles tremble from the irritation instilled in them. After all, the vodka inside them is just as good as the merchandise of this bizarre magician. If only people would appreciate that and stop buying from under the counter. And I mean, it really wouldn't be it wouldn't be an episode of the Thaumaturge if we didn't start off with a fight, huh? Now that I think about it. Lost parcel. The parcel is wrapped in gray paper, though you can feel the embossed spine and hardcover. The parcel is addressed to Adam Beluki. The courier must have lost it. It might be worth returning it to the addressee. We'll see what happens. The Warsaw Courier. Pedigree dogs, English spaniels, puppies by parents awarded at Polish and foreign shows. Inquire at the following address, 34A/3 Brukova Street. Empty bottle, drained to the last drop. It smells of alcohol and someone, unwashed. A thought flows down the sides of the bottle. Not particularly cohesive, but expert in nature. He's had a lot of alcohol in his life, in every neighborhood and from under every counter, one could say. And yet the best moonshine is served at the butcher's shop at the Rochis. I don't know how to properly pronounce that. Despite becoming more Polish by the day, or by the episode more accurately. Such are the facts of life here by the Vistula. Almost level up again. Note in the butcher's shop window. Someone wanted to write closed for inventory but failed and gave up after several attempts. The window radiates with the joyful anticipation of cures. The butcher's shop may be closed in theory, but every cure knows that the good stuff will come, and each of them is prepared to politely wait for it. Good for him.
That wasn't too hard.
Cigar stub. Admittedly smoked to the last puff, but still quite the luxury for this district. Words of satisfaction glow on the tip of the cigar butt. Cigars and gifts just for keeping patrols away from the butcher shop. No problem. And the conclusion we draw regards the search for the Cabales. Rolchiki? Rochki? No, doesn't feel entirely right. This whole magician is none other than Ariel Rofe. One must give him credit for ruling the entire bazaar. It seems that he's set up a thriving moonshine distillery in a closed butcher shop. The place is worth a visit. Yes, but... Oh, hold on. There was something else... Wow, where the... Oh, it's down here. Wait, is it even connected? No, that's outside. What I'm looking for is right down here. I thought it might be connected with the guy we're looking for, but it is not. Soda. A man is walking up to the stall and feels like getting some... A man is walking up to the stall and feels like getting some soda just to express his appreciation for the creativity of the structure's designers. Nope, I hate that sentence. But I don't hate this. Nice. Almost tempting enough for me to get a soda, but I'm not gonna do it. Ah, I see how this is. We have 1, 2, 3 future victims of the ground. Nice.
Where do you think you're going, pretty boy?
I'm looking for someone. They say he's got a business here.
Do the smart thing and hit the road.
Can't really do that.
Go on. Fuck off.
This ought to be interesting.
You talk just like the friend I'm looking for.
I'm asking you nicely, capisce? Bid it.
No.
I'm looking for Ariel Rofe.
Then you can double fuck off, you fucking dummkopf.
You'll attract more attention with that shouting.
Bozo, for I get my club. You're not gonna tell me how to do my job, you flibbertin' raggedy sot.
Which of us is flea bitten? I can assure you it's not me. Look at my dress. This is the finest fabric. I am not flea bitten.
But I know Ariel's got his hideout here. I even know which copper's hands he greases.
I don't know about no bribes, you
Provocateur?
Fuck off.
He's simple, but I like him.
I swear,
Too bad I'm
I
going to
know
have to
this
beat
is
him.
Ariel's hideout.
Know how to read? It says butcher's shop.
Sure, It's extra kosher because there's no meat at all in there. Come on, every bomb at WeArEuS reeks of booze from this place.
Rouges.
And when they come here, I'll tell them to fuck off.
Please, I just want a word with Ariel.
Ogres, how come he's still standing here mouthing off at you?
It's me,
Because I
Victor.
don't listen very well.
Shulsky, I remember. Fuck off.
So, should I give him what for, boss?
Won't end well.
Do what you want.
Ariel, come on. Let's talk, please.
But Ogres, maybe don't take on the son of Shrut Miestia on your own, yeah?
I'll call you a priest if you want.
It's not going to be for me, I can tell you that. So, interesting. This guy has something new. Ricochet. Casting the breakdown state on the target casts a negative state on the attacker. So I just kill everyone else then. And I say kill, but I know no one has died except for the people that have been said to explicitly have died. So what's going on in this guy's head? Team defense, counterattack. Ooh, I would rather you did not. Puny thrust inflicts damage. Skill speed increases. Bleeding. Yeah, I don't care about that. The thing that bugs me is this. Well, thank goodness slow is not a negative. Well, that's not the case. The way I apply it is not a negative state. Isn't that just great? Then again, we're not actually going to directly attack anyone, so we could let this guy just do what he wants. I wonder, if you use Marana to interrupt their turn, do they still get the counterattack? I don't know if she does damage or not. I usually don't pay attention to that. I'm thinking ahead. I could slow him, but I don't see how that gets me to my objective. Which is these guys on the ground breathing in the muddy earth. So, who do we go for? Ooh, beer. Not interested. Yeah, see? Oh, I see what happened. Because the guy had, in the last fight, remember I was talking about how these should have done two. The UI is so cumbersome sometimes. It really, really needs to say that the ability or the skill is being affected by someone's trait or a negative status effect on Victor or something, rather than just Deceptive Song does no focus damage now. Tell me that it used to do something so I can know, because that sort of detail tends to get lost when I'm trying to avoid letting the enemy attack. If I'm trying to be clever, I'm going all in on being clever. I'm focused on it. So I may end up dropping more obvious details, like the fact that someone has resistance to focus attacks and that the salutors' skills are being affected by them. It's literally just show the 1, then an arrow pointing to the right, and then the 1 again, but in red. Or, yeah, nope, not the 1, but a 0 in red. Very simple. Now I know that it used to provide a reduction of 1 focus, but now it gives nothing. UI design. Granted, I don't think if I had developed the game, I probably wouldn't have thought to do that if I hadn't played the game myself. But I just don't imagine that I ever wouldn't play the goddamn thing. So, it's, you know? Anyway. No, that seems like a waste to me. The next turn we remove 2 from him, and then we slow everyone. I promise if this guy if this guy has a fast action, he dies next. I don't care what I have to do to make it happen. Anyway, a little song for you. Oh, right. This guy's going to stab me. I forgot about that part. Ah, great. So, what are we looking at here? This is 4 times 8. That's 32. He'd be left with 1 HP. That doesn't work for me. Let's check just to make sure. And then say we do this to him. It doesn't account for it. Ugh. But I was... Oh, his turn is over there. That's rough. This guy won't get his turn, so we only get hit once. Then she takes half his health, and we play the rest by ear. Because I may change salutors depending. Ooh, that's a whole 1 health. Just like I expected. But I need her to cast slow. We're going to go for you. He's got 5. But she would kill. And for you... I don't think he's gonna get up, boss. Huh. Wait. Wait, explain how they got their turns. I don't how... Oh, it was... What? That had to have been the counter. But... What? What? How in the... What? How does slowing them trigger their counterattack? That's some garbage. Actually, we'll do this way. And what I really like is that Marana can either slow or interrupt, which is really good for people that only have or like to really spam one round skills. I really can't stand them. So if we focus on this guy, we can do him up real nice. Ooh, he's got the counterattack again though. Not a fan of that. Or we can take his cookies. It's a 50% chance that we completely break this guy this turn. Not great by a mile. The other guy doesn't get a turn right now, so I'd really prefer to get this extra focus off of this guy. Dang. Lost the 50-50. I don't see how that works for me right now. So how do we deal with this? I might be able to slow him, but there's no telling if... Oh. Oh, well, that's obvious. Oh, even better. First, she slows, then we kill. Maybe we should have gone with him for, well, mostly because I just wanted the guy to fall over frozen like his buddy there. You can't quite see him, but he's frozen, trust me. Oh! This is a very simple problem now. Again, I'm concerned the risk may turn into a slow. So, I don't know what happened there. That's just really weird. I'm concerned. Okay, I'll say it. I'm afraid that the risk is going to turn into a slow. I don't want that. I've had enough of being traumatized by someone inflicting slow on me. So I'm going to do everything in my power to avoid it going forward. And so, we do that by breaking this guy. And by having the Lelek do it first. so we get the protection. Let's see, what do we do? Oh, he's going to be done after this. How do we proceed? Oh, it does no damage because... Oh, it'll be fine then. Punch him. So it was a slow, and it looked like the slow took.
I'm sorry.
Why are you still standing?
Shelsky, let's get out of sight. But if anything starts shaking, I'll shoot you.
Don't stare that way.
This whole butcher's shop is a cover, right?
None of your business.
If you weren't watching, and you're just listening to this, good for you. But you will have missed something kind of dumb. Before we came in here, he said if things start shaking, I'll shoot you. But that's not what the subtitle said. The subtitle said if things get heated, I'll shoot you. That's two very different things. Though they do come to the same conclusion, ultimately. That's very sloppy. Very sloppy.
Sit down. Tell me why you're bothering me. And how exactly did you find me?
Beating up other people.
Why do they call that bruiser Oguras?
He's got a green pecker from untreated pox with these little bumps like on those little cocktail gherkins.
I hope he gets well soon.
I'll pass that on. That everything?
That's gotta suck. I mean the name, not the condition. I don't care about that in the slightest. It's more that everyone knows about it, and then they call you a nickname based on it. It's like elementary school all over again. Every single day of his life.
It wasn't such a huge challenge.
Who squealed?
There are traces all over the dungeon. You're not being very careful.
If you want something out of me, you better get to the ass-kissing part. Say what you want.
What you really, really want.
I've got a certain problem, and I'd like to get rid of it quickly.
Is it made of clay and weighs 2 tons when it shows up? So you got sick of running back and forth across Kervich Bridge?
I'm not going to pretend I understand.
Golems aren't great at swimming, remember? Since it's following you, going across a bridge would force it to. Forget it. I can see why you can't deal with it on your own.
I need the knowledge of a Kabbalist. Your knowledge.
I think I have at least a few reasons to say no, don't I? The main one is the death of my business partner and best friend.
Not my fault. I didn't summon the golem on myself.
My sympathies about Javier. Really, he didn't deserve it. But I didn't deserve a golem either.
A faithful friend and a quick healer. What am I supposed to do with your sympathies?
I don't have time, Ariel. We both know that only you can help me. You can keep tormenting me, but are you going to tell me something or not?
I can torment you and tell you. A golem is a salutor like any other, but housed in a physical form. But you attract it and bind it in the same way.
So you need to discern the flaw of the person it's following and then defeat it.
Well done. The difference being that it's following blood first and the flaw second. But first, you have to deprive the golem of its physical body, the shell in which the salutor is housed. You also need to know where the ritual was conducted, because that's the only place you can do it. Good luck.
Golem's corporeality. The golem is a unique salutor due to the fact that it has a physical form. As long as the material shell doesn't crack, nothing can be done about it.
How can I get rid of that clay shell it has?
You can't. For that, you need a Kabbalist. Moi. I know the incantation for the WeArEuS ritual.
What?
Instructions for reversing the evil eye, cleansing body and soul, and hiding from the unwanted, but why should I explain them to you?
I'm guessing this will cost me something. Money? A favor? Further humiliation?
We'll see.
So, apart from my family's blood, the golem is attracted to my initial flaw, right?
Initial? So how many have you got?
All the... See, this might be one of those cases where keeping the information to myself might be the safer course.
Doesn't matter.
I think so too.
I know the place the golem was summoned. The basement of Nozick Synagogue.
So, Sofer managed to do it?
Place of summoning. The golem can only be stopped in the place where it was brought to life, so everything must be resolved in the basement of the synagogue.
Thank you. So we're going into the basement of a synagogue, where you'll use Kabbalah to strip the golem of its physical form, right? Then I'll bind it and free myself from its curse?
Not quite. The golem is mine.
What do you need the golem for?
None of your business.
The thing is, I don't care why he wants it. I want it.
Forget I asked.
So, you in or out?
I want the golem, okay? See, if I don't get the golem, I lose that entire line of upgrades for thaumaturge. I have to have it.
Over my dead body.
Very possibly. That's not such a bad price for relative peace. And you'll never hear me say, fuck off, again.
And what about my flaw? If I lose my initial flaw, I'll lose contact with my initial salutor, right?
Could be yes, could be no. I don't know. Want to find out?
No.
Unless you've got a long line of relatives with flaws.
ones of blood. Shulsky family blood is needed to complete the ritual. The blood of someone with a flaw, to be exact. Since I'm not going to sacrifice mine, I need to know if my sister... I need to know if my sister carries one as well.
Just me.
Too bad.
Actually, I have a twin.
An unexpected development. Does she carry a flaw?
I don't know.
So find out.
Let's wrap this up. We've got a deal.
A toast? A very successful batch. We haven't shipped everything out yet.
This won't make me go blind, will it?
The risk is part of the fun.
I'll risk it.
What's one eye? When it comes to a drink.
Ready?
I mean, he's still not getting the Golem. He's just not.
Let's get this over with.
Godspeed. Find that flaw of Lygia's.
What? Excuse... What? Who? Surely someone's going to explain how he knows about Lygia. Am I going to have to put this man down? More sparklies again? Yefer Yetzira. The Book of Creation contains descriptions of mystical Kabbalistic rituals. Thoughts of doubt clung to the book. Ariel admitted to himself that he would have wielded the names of God more skillfully had his faith not died one fateful afternoon. Having sensed that I was coming, however, Rafe quickly composed himself. Set of 3 candles. 3 candles placed in the very center of the chamber. Ariel scattered words of deep meditation on the Kabbalistic nature of the elements around the candles. Fire, air, and water are complemented by earth, which constitutes the Golem's essence. At least in theory. I think I've realized why they're just using Golem rather than the Golem. Because that's going to be its name. Like Bukovac. It's not the Bukovac, it's just Bukovac. It can be the Bukovac. But it's Bukovac. We thusly achieve the conclusion of the ritual. That sentence wasn't right at all. The ritual is based on the use of the right combination of the names of God and the elements, complemented by Golem. Kabbalah isn't that hard. Well, great, we've dragged Lygia into this, and I was expressly trying to avoid that. But then he apparently just goes and tells the guy, and then the guy just magically farts out that he knows her name is Lygia. I'm just perplexed. I sniff you. Scarf. It has an interesting diamond pattern. There's some words of anxious explanation entangled in the fringe. So what if the scarf is in the men's department? The diamonds will go great with the lace, and if I had the shoes I took from Janik, it'll be perfect. Fashion is for the bold. Letter. My dear, we are meeting again this evening for bridge at the usual place. I will need a resolute partner this time, so I hope you will not refuse my invitation. Give my name at the entrance, and the host will show you to your place. I may be a little late. Stay in good health, and see you there.
Hello, sweet secret.
Letter. A small note with today's date tucked in a sealed envelope. You could take someone's seat to play a game of bridge. Just show up in the evening at the usual place and give the full name of a person with the initials JN. The conclusion we've sniffed out regards a game of bridge. In the apartment at 38 Tvardovskiego Street, this place is a nightmare of just awful, weird names. One can play a game of bridge, just go in there in the evening and give the name Jan Novaki. However, it's good to be cautious, as any gathering makes the Okrana suspicious. Noted. I mean, right now, anyway. By the time I get around to actually going there, I'll probably have forgotten, and we'll have to beat up some secret police. Nice. Nothing says you're playing the Thaumaturge like beating up the secret police.
Not now, Victor. I don't have time.
We have to talk about the Golem. I know how to stop it now.
You know what to do? Tell me.
Do you know what a flaw is?
Kind of, but Papa didn't tell me too much about his abilities.
A flaw is a hidden stamp that sometimes defines our behavior or even our lives. It's formed in the subconscious and centers around the things that matter most to us. It might be the memory of something tragic or shocking from the past, or something that takes us over completely, obsessively. If you were to tell me the one thing in your life that matters most, what would it be?
Where's this coming from? My family. And you, too, of course.
Now, seriously this time.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm putting you second. Work comes first. I want to work. Hard and honestly. And I want to be respected for it. Not have fingers pointed at me. And so it will be.
Ligia's flaw. I saw the harm mark. Say bye-bye to my lips, because after I'm done recording, I'm going to chop these betrayers off. I saw the hallmarks of a flaw within Ligia, one associated with her ambitious approach to life. That's enough for now. The conclusion regarding the Golem curse. I already have all the information on Golem's curse. All I need to do now is go to the ritual site with Ligia. WeArEuS will be waiting for us there. I only wonder if I should keep a promise made to a criminal.
I don't doubt you've got that certain something inside you. I will. And thank you for opening up to me. And good luck.
Thank
What?
you.
What is he responding
I
to?
meant the people who stand in your way. Do you trust me, sister?
I trust you. And I'm glad that you're here with me. Even if it's not always easy.
I'm going to pull your hair if you keep trying to bully me.
I found out that you can only call off a golem in the place where it was made. It was summoned in the synagogue.
How do you know that?
Father's former sales clerk led me there.
Hayat? How did he know? Don't tell me he had something to do with this.
Okay, I won't tell you. I lied.
Well, he begged the previous rabbi to send the golem after father. He did it out of revenge for the disappearance of a certain Horowitz.
The pharmacist? What exactly is Hayat accusing Papa of? Of killing him?
Yes, it looks that way. I'm not going to get into details, all right?
There's no need. But I'm going to send Hayat's laundry up in smoke, all right?
All right, Lady Macbeth.
She got others to do her work. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. If, of course, the family business is threatened.
I need you. We must end it. Together.
You sound serious. What's going on?
Today, the curse placed on Father will lose its power. But we have to get going.
Are we going down into the synagogue basement?
Ariel Rofa is already waiting for us. He's the one leading this whole thing.
Do I know him?
I sincerely hope not. He's not a suitable companion for you.
Oh, now I'm dying of curiosity.
There's no time.
How exciting. I feel 10 years old again.
Darling sister, here in person. You clearly are of the same blood. We have nearly everything ready, I see.
I don't think we've met. Ligia Szulska.
Ariel Roffin. The pleasure is mine.
Mr. Rofer, this is everything I've been able to find. The candles are placed where you commanded.
Fine.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Szulski. And you must be dear Ligia Szulska. My regards.
The Mademoiselle looks pale. Do you feel all right, my lady?
Yes, sure.
Victor, I need a pound of flesh, and it's up to you whose body it comes from.
Victor, what's going on? What's he talking about?
To lure the golem, we need your mature flaw.
Am I the bait?
I could have phrased it better. The point is that only you with your flaw can lure the golem here.
Will I lose my flaw in the process?
Well, that's linked with aspirations, chasing something. Ambition, even to an excessive degree. And yes, you will lose it.
Fine. Get that flaw out of me.
May I ask why you don't want to?
Based on what you explained to me about flaws, I consider it an imperfection. And I'm a perfectionist, Victor.
Enough chit-chat. Since everything's ready, let's get to work.
How do you get rid of the golem's physical form?
There's an old ritual. It's called the Beller. It's a sifting ritual. The incantation allows us to sift out the demonic part from the rest of the creature. It also helps with cases of possession.
Good to know.
By the way, your father must have really gotten under Sophie's skin.
My father had that effect on people.
One quick moment while I check some rather important information. That's not pretty. In fact, it's downright awful. Ooh, frick. So, we are an hour and a half in. That is...
I'll be right back.
Don't be scared. I'll take care of your sister.
Saying something like that is a very good way to get stabbed in the back by a salutor. Well, this is just plain terrible. Oh, this is awful. Maybe leaving can fix it? No, everything just gets worse. Yeah, this is bad. Alright, screw that. Yeah, since we already did that, we'll just do this. Wow, that's not great at all. Will it work, or will I be betrayed yet again? A2, Brutus. Hopefully this fixes... Well, I say fixes. Hopefully this doesn't happen when we come back for our next episode. I don't imagine that it will, but I find myself concerned. Despite everything, I really like the game. So I would like to actually continue playing it to completion. Phrasing. So that is going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys have enjoyed yourselves and everything you've seen here. We will be back on Monday with our next episode, and I certainly hope we can see it, because this is terrible. I'm probably going to close the game and then reopen it to see if it fixes it. If not, I'll try closing GeForce now and then reopening it and trying to load the game again. Hopefully that is all it takes, because if not, this is bad. And so, with all that said, we will see you next time.